Hey, so you know what that means.
Cold start on a 2025 Yamaha R6 race. She sounds like a vacuum cleaner right now, and there's nothing I can really do about it. To explain why I can't really do anything about it, you have to understand what this bike is. If you don't know me and you haven't been following the page, this is a 2025 Yamaha R6 race I bought a little over a month ago. And between classes, this thing has been my little hobby getting running. You see, Yamaha quit making the street legal version of the Yamaha R6 back in 2020. And ever since then, this bike has been a cult classic. Prices for these bikes on Marketplace range from $12,000 all the way up to $19,000 for a low mile one. Now, the thing is, a lot of people don't know is Yamaha actually kept making this bike these past 5 years. It is unfortunately just the track only variant, which means it comes with a lot of things cut out. It is missing some of these inside fairings, all of the headlights are ripped out. It doesn't come with a plate holder or turn signals or mirrors. And of course it doesn't come with these famous DRL running lights that Yamaha used to put on these bikes. It is highly regarded as one of the best looking sport bikes of all time. And it is also one of the best track bikes of all time. And so a lot of people were very sad when Yamaha decided to quit making the Yamaha R6. Ooh, there's a little bit of, she's squirting a little bit. What is the water coming out of there? Now, since I live in Ohio and I bought this bike in the middle of winter, this bike is being kept in storage this entire time. And in that time, I decided to convert this bike completely into street legal. So taking a track bike that was once a street bike and converting it to street legal is actually a pretty easy process. All of the parts that are necessary to make this bike street legal are already existing out there and are relatively inexpensive. As a very popular track bike, a lot of people will buy the street version of this bike, rip all the electronic stuff out, and then just sell that stuff on eBay. And so I got all these stuff while used. I mean, you can see the scuffs and stuff on the mirrors and the lights. All this stuff was relatively inexpensive. Now, of course, I'm still missing the plate bracket for it, which I bought, but the company that I bought it from sent me the wrong one, and so I'm still waiting on that before I can fully get this bike street legal with a street legal title and a proper license plate. Luckily, when I bought this bike, the dealer that I bought it from, somehow, I don't know how they did this, but they got me a license plate. Now, if you're a police officer that lives around my area, this is the time to click away now, because unfortunately, that license plate that I got a month ago is no longer valid. The only way for me to get a license plate on this bike from now on is to go get my street legal title before I can get a license plate for it. Unfortunately, I have school. I don't have time for that, and so sometimes I gotta get to school. If my mom is watching today's video, she knows school comes first, so we gotta get to class. Now, funny thing about this bike is it says never operate this vehicle on public road. Now, of course, before we take off on the illustrious Yamaha R6, I just want to say one final huge shout out to Ducati Cleveland, mainly for letting me keep my bike here while it's being worked on, and also a huge shout out to them because they helped me with some of this electrical stuff, because it was actually, as it turns out, not as simple as just plugging everything in and magically it works. No, there were some problems. And so I'm going to save that for a future video when I fully break down this build, but yeah, I could not have done it without Ducati Cleveland. Thank you guys. And of course, one last little look before we take off. Two little disclosures before we go on our ride today. First of all, I know it's a stock exhaust, and I apologize to all the viewers out there. I have to wait until after I get the BMV inspection, yes, it's called a BMV here in Ohio, before I can put on the modified exhaust, because there's a chance if I go to get the street inspection, they're not going to okay an illegal exhaust. I'm just not taking that chance. And also, unfortunately, this bike is heavily in braking. It only has 29 miles on the odometer. I know there are some people that say, oh, break-in's a myth, whatever. I don't believe in that. I've known too many people that beat on their bikes when they first get them, blow them up, and then they blame the company. It's just like, no. We are ripping the Yamaha R6, dude, on the street. And we got mirrors. We didn't have this last time I rode this bike. She is so deadly silent, though. I can't hear a thing coming out of her. That's so sad, bro. It's so disappointing. So that is another thing about this bike. This bike did come factory with the Yamaha original quick shifter. So not only did I pay $1,000 less than what this bike was brand new back in 2020, but I also got a free $600 option on it, which is sick. If you adjust everything for inflation, this is actually like a really good deal on a Yamaha R6. But the only downside is, since this is the 600, this is the R6, it's not the R1, the quick shifter is only up, it does not go down. And with the stock exhaust on there, you guys are probably not going to be able to hear it, which sucks. I gotta do a time check, my class. So my class is in 25 minutes, so we gotta hustle a little bit. I did kind of want to take the long way a little bit, so that way I can enjoy some twisties on this bike, because that's what this bike is meant to. God, without that exhaust, it's so difficult. I love the quick shifter, dude, on these bikes. I can already tell you, riding this bike just through traffic, it's not the most comfortable bike in the world, but it is certainly a lot better at it than my 1000s were. Like the new V4, I was raving about how much more comfortable it is to the last one, but it's still a very uncomfortable bike. It's still a race bike, a 1000cc race bike that's meant to go as fast around a racetrack as possible. And while, yeah, the 600s are also meant to do the same thing, it's just they're geared so much lower. Like the V4 will do 200 miles an hour. This will only do about 160, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe with an exhausted tune. It's just so much more of a chill ride, bro. I feel like I can enjoy a ride on the street and still do 1000cc level stuff, just on a more like chill scale. It's just sad that this generation of 600cc's, like the 600cc class, is dead. The ZX6R doesn't make the same horsepower as it used to. It revs much lower than it used to, just so it could pass emissions. The CBR 600RR hasn't been updated in like 10 years in the United States. I don't even think they make Gixxer 600s anymore. I haven't seen any of those anymore. And so now your choices, if you want an exciting bike, are to either buy a 1000cc bike, or you could get one of those like new gen middleweights that are just kind of, they're like commuter bikes. It's not the same. It just rained here a couple days ago, and so you can see Ohio is, well, basically used to be a swamp. And so you can see you're going to see all these giant puddles of water and a lot of vegetation growth because it's starting to warm up here in Ohio. It gets really beautiful here in the spring and summer and fall, but obviously our winter has been lasting like 4 or 5 months now, and it's been miserable. Weather has a way of controlling people's moods around here, and so I already feel it, like myself and through my friends and others. Look at that water. You got swimming in there. Everyone's moods are just being elevated by the weather being better, and it's a lovely place to be. Well, we're already seeing our first cop over there. Just try to mind my own business. Now, I decided, I'm like, I know I'm not driving through any cities that I haven't interacted with the cops before, and so I'm like, I know I'm kind of gambling my chances. I understand the consequences. This bike can possibly, maybe get towed. Oh, dear Jesus. Why is this road closed? Oh, I don't know how we're getting to school today, boys. Hearing something up mean over here. Okay, cool. Back the other way, towards the cop. I have to be careful. I can't talk that loud, bro. This bike is not loud enough to hide my voice. I'm screaming past the cop, being like, oh my God, oh my God. And he's like, what the f is going on with that kid? Please don't look at my plate. 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 Full stop at the stop sign. Foot down. All right, well, we got a little bit of twisties here. This bike feels nice. It's just so smooth. It's like butter. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe I own an R6, bro. This is so cool. I would have never thought I would have been able to get my hands on one of these bikes, because I'm not overpaying for it, bro. I don't care if I do. I know I make motorcycle videos. I was not about to overpay for one of these bikes. They're fun, but they're not $18,000 worth of fun, bro. I'm not a track day enthusiast. I don't think I will be for a long period of time. Wow. To a policing class. I talked about this on, I think, the last ride to school I did, because this is my only afternoon class, and the class I had before, it cancels a lot, so I have some free time to go grab one of my bikes and ride to it. I, of course, didn't expect to run this late. Sorry, Mom. Okay, what you're about to see is taking place on a private road. Please do not attempt. Dude, these tires are dog water! They're gonna make me wipe out! Dude, the tires are so bad. You can literally feel the front end wanting to slip out. That's terrifying. Okay, let's break in the suspension. Yep, we're getting the suspension broken out, all right? Oh my God, Cleveland roads, why do you do this to me? The R6, people, this is why I said this bike is not a good street bike. I don't think we're gonna make the class, but it's all right. You know, we're walking in with a helmet, we'll look super cool. She's not a Cadillac. I usually park over there, but today I'm going to park closer to the students just because I gotta run to class and this is closer. I hate doing this, but park it, lock it, beep beep. Taking the camera off because I don't trust the students at this university at all. I don't trust the students at any university. So pretty. So at my friend's house, I have YAMAHA R6 stickers. I definitely want to get those on there as soon as possible, so that way, I mean, I don't have to worry about it right now, but eventually I don't want people thinking that this is an R9. This is not an R9. This is an R6. Get it right. Get the facts straight. Something else I wanted to point out that I haven't really pointed out. I'll probably point this out in the full, like, unveiling of this bike, but, see all that duct tape in there? This bike doesn't have, like, all of the fairing stuff. There's also why I'm kind of afraid of getting this bike wet, and there is a chance of rain today, so I don't know how long I'm going to be staying out, but let's get that cold start up, baby. And she started up a lot better than this morning. It also occurred to me, I don't know what I'm going to do eventually, inevitably, when I do have to get this bike wet to wash it. We'll cross that road when we get there. We're not there yet. Before we get her wet, let's at least get the street legal title while all the electronics work for sure. Oh, she looks so pretty. This is such a cool bike, dude. I'm so happy I bought this thing. Like, seriously, I think the R9 is going to be a great bike. And I'm talking to you about a bike that's not even out yet and probably won't be out for another few months. But I feel about this bike similar to how I feel about the V4. This bike means something to me in my life. To me, this bike is more than just like, oh, it's an unreasonable 600cc. Oh, it's just another middleweight. If you guys don't know me, my first bike, the first motorcycle I ever bought was a 2008 Yamaha FZ6. Now, what does that bike have to do with this bike? Well, my youngin', that bike had a detuned Yamaha R6 motor that still revved to, I think, about 14,000 RPMs and made, I think, around 100 and something horsepower. Maybe, I think, 97 horsepower. It is more of a sport touring bike. It was a very comfortable bike, and I learned how to ride on that motorcycle, and I rode it everywhere my senior year of high school. It was one of my favorite things ever in this world. And so ever since then, I've been bouncing around to different various motorcycles because they discontinued the Yamaha R6. Gotta use my fingers because I don't have rear turn signals. Yet, I have them, but they're just not on the bike yet. Cold tires, chill. Just so cool to me that I was able to buy a Yamaha R6 even though it's discontinued, and I wanted one of these bikes for so long. I just wasn't willing to pay the used prices that people were willing to charge for it. I was always hoping that they would secretly come down, and they just never did, and eventually I came across this bike one night. Woo! So whenever I think about this bike, and I can tell you whenever I ride this bike, it reminds me of my first bike. It makes me feel 5 years younger than I am now. It makes me remember the days of just going out on my two-wheeled machine, just exploring and seeing new places I'd never thought to explore before. And I hope to do a lot of that same stuff on this bike this year, exploring new places again, not just riding around the same 5 areas that I commute on my way to school or going to go see friends. Like, no, I want to leave the state. I want to take this bike really weird places like I've done with the V4 and 698 already. It's the reminder to keep things fresh and to keep things moving forward. Well, I just passed a cop. I could see him in my mirror. I don't know if you guys can see him, but he is back there. He's not moving. He is not moving. Yeah, baby, I think we're good. Something I really didn't expect this bike to have is Panigale heat. Just like that heat that like encapsulates your legs a little bit. Careful, careful, Jesus. That is the problem of not having loud pipes, is nobody can see you. I'm gonna get over here just in case anyone tries to cut the line and come over really quick. Another thing my friend had back in 2020 was a steering stabilizer, and this bike, I don't know if you noticed, doesn't have one. The R6s never came with a steering stabilizer from the factory, and so these are very wobbly. Really dumb decision by Yamaha to not include a steering stabilizer on these bikes back in 2020, but I'm gonna cut in a little bit here. Try to maybe make this light a little bit better. I stand by what I was saying, bro. This is still a miserable bike to ride. Super bent over. My backpack, I can't wait to take this backpack off. It's got a very heavy laptop in it that's worth a lot of money, and I can't wait to just dump it. But is it everything I dreamed of and I knew what this bike was getting into it? Yeah, dude, I freaking love this bike. I wanted to try to bring the prices down on the R6s because I know there's a lot of people out there who want this bike too. Realize you can still buy it. I mean, if you're willing to look and put a little bit of elbow grease into it, you can still buy a Yamaha R6, dude. They exist. They're out there. They display temperatures in Celsius for some reason up there, but they're out there. A Yamaha R9 is probably going to be a better street bike. This bike, it speaks to me. It feels like me. As it stands, I'm going to enjoy this R6 a lot.